Hello GRT fam, welcome back to the tweet section of episode 11. With another week of news looked at, let's see what spotted our eye this week on Twitter. We begin this week by looking at part of a thread that was written by Craig Burrell, a partner at the Reciprocal Ventures. It delves into a recent round of investment by the Tiger Global, a large American investment firm, which we covered in part 2. Check it out if you haven't yet, the link will be in the description box. Here, Mr. Burrell focuses on the problem solved by the graph. He highlights how difficult it can be for dApps to query on-chain data quickly at a low cost. Unlike the old, inefficient methods of querying, the graph makes it possible to reliably query that data. It allows for decentralization, something vital to an authentic Web3 stack. In this next tweet, we see a snippet of another thread, this written by Coinbase Institutional. Many of the Graph community members were aware of the token unlocks that occurred throughout the year in 2021 and the subsequent fear that accompanied these events. Here we see a clear data that contradicts those fears and illustrates the long-term outlook held by the backers and members of this project. Token unlocks saw no major increase in volume on exchanges, indicating minimal amounts of tokens were sold on the open market. This provides some insights into what future unlocks may look like and solidifies the vision for long-term growth, hopefully providing some reassurance for those delegating, curating, and indexing in the months and years to come. That's all from what we've seen on Twitter this week, but let's take a listen to who GRTIQ welcomed on their podcast this week.
Welcome to the GRTIQ podcast. Today I'm speaking with David Ludercourt, a software developer at Edgenode, one of the core dev teams working on the graph. As you're about to hear for yourself, David is an incredible talent who's often credited with a lot of the work that takes place behind the scenes, especially with the hosted service. During our discussion, David talks about his education, his move from Germany to the United States, his entry into tech in Web 2, along with his subsequent move into Web 3. David also shares a lot of his experiences and observations related to going to work on the graph, including some discussion about the hosted service in mainnet and his opinions about Web 3.
I think the graph is, to be very, very modest, is indispensable for something like Web3. And I envision it as the database for Web3.
Scan the QR code on the screen to listen to this week's episode and also to catch up on other episodes that are available on multiple platforms. See you next week, GRT fam. Have a great week. Bye.